NBC5 investigates, and our team has learned tonight that UPS airline officials have determined that fatal cargo jet crash in Kentucky this month will now require inspections and repairs of its entire McDonnell Douglas MD-11 fleet, much more extensive and time-consuming than first thought.
It's a big fleet, too. It is the first indication of a possible system-wide problem that could jeopardize the return of those aircraft. Our investigative reporter Chuck Goudie in studio tonight, joining us with late details. Chuck.
Allison, Stephan, when the left engine of the UPS cargo plane caught fire and fell off the wing, it was a completely preventable occurrence, according to aviation attorneys in Chicago who represent the families of several people who died in the incident. Without the left side engine, the jetliner was barely off the ground and crashed. As our investigative team first reported weeks ago, the UPS crash in Louisville mirrored a similar incident involving a similar passenger aircraft at O'Hare in 1979, now leading to questions about whether that crash decades ago should have helped prevent the fatal UPS incident this month.
There was a similar failure here in Chicago in 1979 when the engine on takeoff fell off of the DC-10, causing an extreme number of losses of life. And the hope was that over time that the manufacturers would understand and learn from the previous crash. What I think is evidenced by our most recent incident is that there were maintenance issues and that there were inspection issues that could have prevented this crash. And what they're trying to do now is what we call graveyard engineering, where they're trying to figure out fixes to things that should have been fixed years ago.
Graveyard engineering is what aviation attorney Bradley Cosgrove calls the aftermath of this crash at Louisville's airport November 4th. 14 people dead, most on the ground, almost 24 injured. And now air safety authorities, the plane maker, and UPS Cargo all trying to identify what caused the engine to fall off and whether it can be repaired on the rest of the fleet at UPS, FedEx, and elsewhere. The NBC Chicago investigative team has obtained an internal memo from UPS airline president Bill Moore sent to employees today. Moore stating that an ongoing evaluation of the now grounded MD-11 fleet shows that inspections and potential repairs will be more extensive than initially expected. This work may involve removing engines and pylons for detailed inspections and repairs. Based on what we know today, we believe the return to service will take several months instead of weeks as originally anticipated.
Absent those inspections and those maintenance, which we think should have taken place years ago, absent those changes, these planes will not be in the air.
46 years ago, when this similarly equipped American Airlines passenger jet lost its left engine and crashed, killing 271 people on board. Attorney Cosgrove says
an engine should never fall off of a plane during takeoff, and this has too much similarity to the crash that happened in Chicago in 1979.
The Clifford law firm where Cosgrove is a partner represented families whose loved ones died in that 1979 O'Hare incident, the deadliest in U.S. history. And attorney Bob Clifford tonight notes likely similarities between Chicago and Louisville in the crashes, from metal fatigue and stress fractures to shoddy maintenance. Those elements expected in coming lawsuits that would be filed in Louisville. In a statement to NBC Chicago tonight, UPS officials citing their safety protocols and contingency plans, they say, to continue deliveries through the holiday season. It's a tough time to be down any number of jets.
A big part of the fleet there. But of course, this is an airplane that's getting a little long in the tooth. It's an older airplane, was slowly being retired. He's making it sound like this is the end of the line for the MD-11.
It may be that. I mean, there were some words used in this memo to employees that would indicate that they're reevaluating.
And safety first, always.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Chuck.
Thanks.